Ba-dum-da-dum. Okay. So, we have races 5 and 6 from the Super Tourenwagen Cup. This time from Oschersleben. And if you've missed the first two streams I did, we saw Christian Abt win all 4 races so far. And it'd be nice to see someone else win. Oh, okay, so we're off. And the Audi's not at the front at the start, so maybe we will get a bit more of a mixed up field and a different winner. In fact, there's an Audi running right straight away onto the grass anyway. Bit of a bigger field this time. Just to go through it, we have all the normal drivers. So you've still got Uwe Altzen and Manuel Reuter, Eric Hellery for Opel, Gabriele Tarquini and Christensen in Hondas. You've got Chris Nissen and Christian Abt in Audis. Michael Bartels and Arndt Meyer are in Audis as well. This will be the last appearance of Andreas Scheld in the series in his Alfa Romeo, but we haven't really seen him anyway. It might be him there. Or Modena. But yeah, so Modena's there in Alfa Romeo as well. Who else? Heinrich Simanzik in an Opel. Olaf Pleuger in an Opel. I have no idea how you say those names. Joining the series is Wolfgang Tremmel, also in an Alfa Romeo. So this is his first appearance in 1999. I don't know if he was in the series before or not. We also still have Roland Asch, Thomas Stingel and Oliver Meyer. Christian Zink is not at this round, but he will be back. And we do still have Andrei Studenik and Vaclav Nimic. All of them will probably be at the back somewhere. But of the main runners, we have Uwe Altzen in front. Is that my boy Tarquini in second, I think? That's good. In fact, I'm sure if you're here, you're a motorsport fan. So just to date this episode, today was the Monaco 2021 Grand Prix. This can't be worse than that. I guess I should wait until we see some overtaking. But yeah, that was a pretty horrendous Grand Prix today. As far as I can tell, on the track there's only one overtake. But I did do a review, so you should go check that out. Also, I want to say, getting to 400 subscribers really quickly. I remember this time last year, I probably still had less than 100, I think. I can't remember when I hit 100. So to have almost 4 times that already has really been incredible this year. I think it really was at the start of the year we had this massive surge in views and subscribers. Completely unprecedented. Things are still going well, to be honest. Really happy with where the channel is right now. I think this is the best we've seen of the Hondas so far. Oh, there you go. App's up to 4th. And we've already seen more overtakes in this than we did the Grand Prix today. So I'm happy. I think there's about 19 cars in this race. Now, in the first round, we only had 16. And I think by the end of the year, we will have about 24. But it goes up and down a lot in this series. A lot of cars sort of drop in and drop out. In fact, there's only, I think, 15 cars that do every round. Also, only 4 manufacturers on this grid. So we've only got Opel, Honda, Audi and Alfa Romeo. We will have a couple of BMWs much, much later in the year. Does someone want to tell these people about track limits? But obviously in Super Tourenwagen Cup, BMWs and Peugeot especially had a big history in this series. I also think there was like Nissans and Volvos as well, possibly other manufacturers. Ford are in this series, but we're left to these last 5. All of them pretty good manufacturers, big touring car histories, so we're not too bad off. It's still a fair sized field of some big names. So even though it's the last year of the series, they were still doing pretty well. They're all being very well behaved so far. Oh, and there's an Audi going for Hillary as well. Is that Bartels? Yeah, that's a bit forceful, but he got through. Nissan's got past him as well. Nissan. Why did Chris Nissan never race for Nissan? He might have done. I don't know off the top of my head. I think that was the second Phoenix Audi of Arndt Meyer behind him as well. So Eric Hellery's been mugged. They are just completely ignoring track limits at that corner. Which I think that should be the rule, because if everyone did it, no one would gain an advantage. So just have the rules be go wherever you like. To me, the track is the entire place. Just get creative. I think that's my favourite car, is the TNT Opel. Oh, they did bump. So he did bump his way through. That was a good overtake. That is a class touring car level overtake. Oh, don't know what happened there. So we have Altson from the 2 Hondas. What I don't know if the Audis were nerfed going into this round. It's a bit weird seeing Apt so far off the pace considering what happened in the first 4 races. And in touring cars, Audi do seem to get nerfed quite a lot. These 2 Hondas always seem to be together as well. Christensen got a bit on the grass there. He's still got Apt chasing him down behind as well. It's pretty close at the front. I think this is the closest we've seen for a battle for the race lead. So far this year it's been Christian Apt clearing off on his own. I love him jinking to the right just to get around that left-hander. I don't know much about the Oschersleben track. I think I've driven around it on Toka Race Driver 2 or something, but I think it's in Project Cars as well. I think I've driven around it there. It's a nice track, I like it. I think it's Austria, isn't it? So Austria has a lot of nice racetracks. I think this race has settled down into a nice rhythm now. See, nearly halfway through it already. I wonder if we're going to get some action before the end. What other racing was on this weekend? I've only watched the first Formula 2 race, which I saw Guan Yu Zhou dominated. I think he's definitely a driver destined for Formula 1 at some point. Other than that, the European Rallycross was going to start this weekend, and I think that's been cancelled till, I think, late July. So I don't know if they're going to actually bother with that or not. I guess we'll get a few rounds later in the year. NASCAR's on later, but I haven't watched NASCAR in a long time. It's been a quiet weekend. Oh, there you go. Christensen's got past Tarquini. That looked a bit easy. Was that just them letting him through so he can have a turn? Got Manuel Reuter back in the pack as well with Bartels. So Bartels, I think, has got ahead of Nissen at some point. Is that a bit of smoke coming out the back of Abt, or did he just lock his brakes? And Hillary's got back past Meyer, and he dropped him as well. So I think that's your top 9. There's Meyer at the back. I would guess that's Stefano Modena in 10th. They don't really show you a lot of the back markers in this. I guess they get strung out and there's not much to see. And you've got this really entertaining midfield of 5 or 6 cars. It looks like something's bound to happen. We're past the halfway point. You don't get a lot of graphics on the screen. Oh, there's an Opel over there. And it's got a long name on the windscreen, so I'm guessing that is Heinrich Szymanczyk. This is the ad break. And we're back. Wow, Christensen's dropped Tarquini. How much did we miss? He's getting about 2.8 seconds on him. So it's Christensen versus Altsen at the front. Uwe Altsen is a good driver. Oh, and there's Nimich. Or Nimch. Vaclav Nimch. If anyone's from the Czech Republic, tell me how to say that word. Oh, he got hit. That's another Vauxhall, so Opel, sorry. Could be, I don't think it was Roland Ash, that might have been Olaf Pluyger. And there's the other Opel. It was Simanzik. So we've lost two Opels. It looks like if Christensen got past Altsen, he would just pull away at the front. Oh, Altsen's getting a bit out of shape. So Christensen's got the run on him. Is he going to do it? No, not quite. That looked like it. That was the opportunity. You got good pace from the Opel. Wow, look at that. It's good car control. The Altsen's window open. Surely the drag from that will slow him down on the straights. Or so you would think. It seems to be quick enough. I think Christensen's just not quite there. I think the Honda looks a lot more settled than the Opel. It's got loads of windows open. He's so close. And that was it. So that's a good race for Honda. Tarquini in third as well. At least my boy Tarquini got on the podium. But the first win for someone who isn't Christian Abt, where he's only in fourth. It's a good race for Opel and Uwe Altsen. Doesn't look like there's any retirements amongst the front runners. Oh, Stingel. Stingel's lost a wheel. All on his own as well. So is this at the end of the race? He's lost a wheel. It's unfortunate, isn't it? Oh, is Sheldon not going to get out for the next race? I presume this is the next race. So we may have seen Andreas Scheld for the last time, and we didn't see him. It's a shame. Andreas Scheld was my first thumbnail for this, because he crashed. So this is race 2. Slightly longer feature race. Mine is shelled. And we're off. It's Alton who leads the way again. So Apt has a really good start, and so does Reuter. And the Hondas drop back. Oh, and we got a spinner, and it's one of the Audis. It must be Chris Nissen. And he drops right to the back. I think that's one of the first front-running drivers we've seen run into problems in the first 6 races. I'm sure Chris Nissen will pick his way past the back markers fairly quickly. Is that Hillary getting past Modena? Or not getting past Modena? So Modena's had a good start. Oh, and someone's locking up at the back. I think we had a quick look at Wolfgang Tremmel there as well. So what happened to Chris Nissen? And they're not going to show us. You see him right at the back there. There's already cars behind him, so he's done quite well. Oh, here we go. No, this is a Honda pushing Reuter. So is this Christensen getting back past? Hello. Or did Reuter manage to stay ahead? Okay, that doesn't answer the question of what happened to Chris Nissen. And we're on board with him now. I think he got hit by Michael Bartels. It's quite a big whack. Oh, and Modern is off. Now, has he broken down or crashed? Will we find out what happened to Stefano Modena? I don't think they're going to tell us. I mean, at best, I can presume Michael Bartels hit. Oh, Reuter's getting right up close to Apt. That could have ended badly. That's one way for your teammate to win the World Championship, I suppose. So at best, we can guess what happened to Chris Nissen, and we don't know what happened to Stefano Modena. The pack seems closer together. Like the back markers are a bit closer than you would expect at this point. Because I'm pretty sure that was Roland Ash in the background. And he's not normally this close. And Apt has a lot of smoke coming out the back of his Audi. You see that? It's Roland Ash. One of the Audis as well. That's probably Oliver Mayer. What are they showing us a replay of here? That's Apt. Is this just him smoking? I think so. There's definitely smoke coming out the back of it. Doesn't look too healthy. This is a much closer race than I think we've had the entire time. I think the top 6 or 7 cars are all bunched up together. There's Roland Ash in 8th as well. It's a good race for him. I guess without Nissan and Modena. I'm sure there's someone else missing from this picture as well. Bartel's teammate, who I can never remember the name of. Arndt Meyer. Don't know where he is, but Ash and Studenik are 8th and 9th. Chris Nissen's managed to get up to 10th apparently. So Meyer's down in 12th. What is it with the Opals having their windows open? The Audis and the Hondas don't seem to. You think that'd be a disadvantage? They're all being fairly well behaved so far. Someone's one ride. Was that Apt? Or Reuter? Surely Apt's going to break down at some point. That smoke looks worse now than it did at the start. But there's definitely something wrong with that Audi. Unless there's a bit of damage and it's just a wheel rubbing. Doesn't look like it though. But it's nice to see 7 cars at the front all battling. But they do sort of seem to be waiting for someone to make a mistake. And Christensen looks like he's on a charge once again. There you go, look at that. That was a move. It does look like it's quite difficult to overtake here. Those Opals are so quick in a straight line as well. There you go, Christensen's hung on Reuter out to dry. Bartels has followed him through. And my boy Tarquini's going to get in there as well. Don't think he's going to do it. Nope, it's close. And it looks like Reuter's got some damage on the back as well. I think the front 2 are getting away a little bit. They're definitely getting away. It'd be interesting to know what's wrong with Christian Apt's car. Because it's not like there's smoke pouring out the back of it, but there are definitely little puffs of smoke here and there. And it's not him locking his brakes or... Actually, that looks like a lot more smoke. Oh, and there's Nimic off again. Vaclav Nimich. So that's both races he's crashed. So now it's hard to tell if that was locking its brake or not. Morning, Tony. It's I think nearly 9 o'clock at night here. Oh, 3 wide almost. I don't think Nissan's made as much progress as I thought he would. He's still behind Ash, apparently. And his teammate hasn't broken down. I think Nissan might get up to the back of this group. It's just nice seeing cars run so close together. You definitely don't see it in Formula 1. God, we had 7 laps of 28. So it's a long race. That Audi's been smoking pretty much the whole time. I like the digital display in the top of the steering wheel as well. Maybe it is tyre smoke. It does seem to be coming from the front right. Getting wide on the dirt is probably not helping. I think that Audi's going to pull over soon. There's no way that can keep going. And Christensen's doing well again. Getting a bit more strung out now. Nissan has got past Ash. So I'm sure he'll be climbing to the back of Hillary next. Oh, Simanzik. Is he sponsored by milk? I didn't notice that before. I think I saw another car in the background there, so someone else crashed at the same time. And we never did find out what happened to Stefano Modena. Oh, he just went off on his own. Oh, so that was Modena's car in the background. Milk tuning? Or was it MLK tuning? So again, Heinrich Simanzik has not had a good weekend either. I don't think it's oil because there's no black marks in the back of the boot. If that's an oil leak, you expect the car to be covered in it. Still fairly close in the midfield. Christian Abt does look like he's dropped back a little bit from Altson. I think we're on lap 10 or 11. I think Christian Abt's done well to get this far into the race, to be honest. Getting a bit more spread out now. I think Christensen is closing on Abt a little bit. Yeah, the Honda Accord was a great car. It's a shame it didn't have more success, really, because I don't think it ever really won championships. Oh, that looked like a lot more smoke. And back from the break, and we have Christensen right on the back of Abt. And past Abt. That looked quite easy. I think Abt car's definitely sick. Did you just drive past him? I don't know if Abt made a mistake coming out the last corner or Christensen's just got more speed. Maybe Abt's lost a few horsepowers. They're coming up to lap someone. Back marker Audi. Could be Oliver Meyer. Could be Andre Studenik. Oh, I think he was in 10th, wasn't he? Oh, there's Bartels. He's battling with Reuter now. And Tarquini's got them both. It'd be nice to have seen that. And Nissen is definitely closer as well. But Tarquini was definitely running... And Tarquini's got them both. I don't know how to sort the sound issue. You can listen through the mic. I think this is the first time we've seen him go through back markers. Getting busy. Yeah, I think it's going to be annoying. See, the problem is I have no idea how to live stream. I'm sort of just bodging it. It's not the best setup for it. I think that's maybe something I'll try and work out how to do. Must have been interesting watching this back and... Oh, someone's off. That's Chris Nissen again. He's becoming a rally driver for the day. It must have been interesting watching this back in the day because they do tend to not show you stuff. Like, we still don't know what happened to Stefano Modena. We don't know how Tarquini gained 2 places. It shows you how much broadcasts have changed where you can pretty much see everything from every angle nowadays. Did Chris Nissen spin again? Or was this the start? I think he must have spun again. So did he do that on his own? Must have done. I don't think he was close enough to overtake anyone. See, Tarquini's got past, but he hasn't exactly left his group behind. They still don't really seem to be closing on Christian Abt. Like, if he's lost a bit of speed, Oschersleben has quite a long straight. You'd expect him to drop back in towards them. And that's Mayer. So he's last. So why are we watching him? Oh, he's got to stop and go for something. The commentary being in German, I'm not entirely sure what for. So we've got 9 laps left. Christian Abt is still hanging in there. Something's happened to the stream, video, whatever. I think it just jumped back a little bit. I had that last time. Last race, I think it jumped all over the place. Is there any point giving Mayer a stop and go? He's last anyway. It's a penalty just to make him more last. I mean, that group has been together this entire race. Again, you think about long straight, they'd be able to slipstream each other. I guess they're not the right shaped cars. I think this is the best racing we've seen in the Super TOURENWAGEN Cup so far in 1999. The round after this is the Norris Ring, which is one of my favourite tracks in the world ever. It'd be interesting to see how we get on there. I think there'll be a lot more cars next. Oh, Hillary's off. And he didn't show it. He's got back on. Oh, is something broken, or was he getting the dirt off his tyres? I think he's just getting the dirt off his tyres. That's Mayer coming in for his stop and go. You have another shot at Hillary instant. I want to see what happened there. Christian Abt is still smoking away. He just run ride. Not sure how that happened. I mean, that frees Reuter up to attack Bartels a bit more. Without fear for being attacked from behind. Has Mayer broken down on his stop and go? I think Chris Nissen's still growing around at the back somewhere. So I'm getting Mayer's at least 2 laps down now. Now there he is. Now he's going to get in the way. I think that stop and go just made him more of a nuisance. There's Ash. So is he still running around at the back? They don't really tell you where these other cars are. He was in 8th, but he's behind Studenik. So and Nissan's got back past him, so he might be 9th and 10th. And I think that is Wolfgang Tremel behind him as well. Way behind Meyer, so they might even be further down. Tarquini's still holding off Bartels. Oh, and Reuter's going for it, and he's got him. That was a nice move. I think that was move of the day. Tarquini one ride, I think. Is he trying to weave dirt off his tyres? They do all seem to clip the grass here and there. Steigel's been off somewhere because he's got grass all over his front splitter. Steigel. So that's a Honda that looks a mess. Given that he lost a front wheel, no, rear wheel in the first one. Reuter's got Tarquini as well. So Reuter's making a late charge. Has he just got better tyres than everyone else? How far off Christian Abt are they? So I feel like if they could catch him, they could probably get past him. I think he's quite far up the road. Eric Heller's catching this group back up as well. They're having a chat. Is that about Christian Apt? Really is amazing that he's still going. That car, whatever's smoking on it, you'd think it'd be fatal, but it seems to keep going. It doesn't look like it's very easy to overtake back markers either. They do seem to be fairly on the pace. And Bartels has got Tarquini. Has he touched him? He's got away with it. And Stingle goes off in front of him, which will help. There's a sad looking Alpha on its own. So that's Wolfgang Trimmel. This is his first appearance in 1999. He's only doing selected rounds. There's something flapping underneath that Alpha. I think we're looking at the finishing positions now. Unless Bartels can get Tarquini. And Chris Nissen's catching Eric Hellery as well. To think Nissen's spun twice. He's not that far behind the front pack. He's done a pretty good job really in this race. Ah, so Christensen's caught Altson at the front as well. So it looks like these two are first and second in both races. Christensen must have closed down him on a rate of noughts. We didn't really get to see it. But I think we're pretty close to the end now, so it'd be a miracle if he actually does overtake him. How can he see anything? There's an Opal somewhere. It'd be a shame if Christensen didn't win. He's only got 3 laps to do it though. So that must be Andreas Scheld if Modena went out. So at least Scheld did get out in the end. Oh, Bartels. Is that a puncture? So Michael Bartels was 6th. And that'll probably be his race over by the time it takes to change a wheel on a touring car. This is Chris Nissen getting past Hillary. It is. He's actually caught him. Mind you, they both had offs. Yeah, Bartels has pulled off. Recovery tried getting straight out to get him without any yellow flags. So this is the fight for 6th, which is really impressive considering Nissen has spun twice. Eric Hellery's been off into the infield. Nissen's got him. Now it looks like it's lining up to be quite a good fight. I know we're first and second here, but I want to see if Hellery got back past him. Is this the last lap? I don't think Christensen's going to do it again. Oh, he's got him. He's hit him. He gave that a right proper good go. But no, Uwe Yaltsen gets both wins. Both from Tom Christensen. They are a long way ahead of 3rd place as well. So I'm guessing that's Christian Abt in 3rd. From Manuel Reuter, who looks like he was closing in on him. And then Tarquini 5th, with Chris Nissen has closed right up to him in 6th. And Hillary 7th. I'm guessing Bartel's teammate Andre Meyer might have taken 8th, but I don't really know. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to try and do these more regularly, so I might try and do this again next Sunday. But I do want to learn how to actually, you know, live stream. But I'm going to keep going and keep practicing. But thank you for watching. Have a good week. I'll see you again soon. I think more content will probably be up on Tuesday, all being well. So yeah, thank you for watching and have a good day or a good night.